Good day, everybody. My name is Jim Rickwood. I am currently the first Vice President of Biggar District Credit Union, and I welcome everybody today. For housekeeping purposes, a copy of the annual meeting book is attached to the event login, or it can be found on our website. Also, for anybody wanting a paper copy, they're available at all three branches. This is what they'll look like. There are several motions that will need to be addressed in today's meeting. We will be using the raising hand feature to make a motion, and there will be polls to follow. We acknowledge that we are gathered on Treaty 6 territories, the homeland of the Cree, Dene, Saulteaux, Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, and Métis. We give thanks to the land on which we live, work, and that has provided for us, and also to the people who have cared for it. As we continue to work together towards understanding and respectfulness in the diversity of cultures and traditions, we stand together to exist peacefully as one humanity in the eyes of the Creator. I'm just going to check with Brock to ensure that we have quorum to continue on with today's meeting, and he gives me the thumbs up, so we're good to go. So I'm going to call the meeting to order. First thing we have to look after today is appointment of secretary. And at this time, I would like to appoint Lori Angelopoulos. The agenda is before you. We will need a motion to accept the agenda as it is presented. And motions can be made by raising your hand in Teams. There will be a poll following the mover and the seconder.
Lisa Haynes accepts.
Lisa Haynes moves. Need a seconder.
Harleen Guinness seconds.
Caroline Jennis. And we'll need a raise of hands for adoption. Okay, we'll launch the poll. Everybody could raise your hand if you're in favor.
Answer.
Oh, poll. You can just answer the poll.
It was carried.
We have consensus that is carried. Thank you very much. Okay, the next order of business is the minutes of the annual meeting held March 22nd, 2023. Bob President declared a quorum. That quorum had been reached and the meeting was called to order at 7 p.m. Aaron Bover volunteered to be secretary for the meeting. Bob Atkinson thanked everyone for attending in person and joining the team's meeting. He mentioned that the AGM booklets were available at all three branches for members who would like to see one. There is a link to the PDF copy on the Teams for those who are watching online. He also noted the questions could be directed to staff, board, and management at any time. Janice Christensen made the motion to adopt the agenda as presented. Dale Martin seconded. Motion was carried. Bob read the minutes from the 2022 annual meeting. Dean McCallum moved that the minutes be adopted. Bill Downton seconded. Motion was carried. Bob Atkinson reviewed the affidavit of completion of reports and the proof of notice. Bob Atkinson delivered the president's message. The following reports were presented. Director's report in the form of video was introduction of the board of directors in place for 2022. Bob Atkinson explained that there were no director elections this year as there were 4 vacancies and 4 nominees. Elected by acclamation were Bernadette Garrett, Matt Craig, Jim Rickwood, and Suzanne Johnson. People report in the form of video. Introduction of all staff and departments from Biggar District Credit Union, Biggar District Insurance Services, and Biggar District Accounting Services. Money report form of video covering the financial results for 2022. Announcement of patronage payment of 5% on interest earned or paid in 2022, and the total patronage payment was $335,362. Bryce Kramer introduced himself and did a quick recap of 2022. Bryce spoke of the past year and its many changes. These changes brought forward new challenges resulting in a positive outcome for Biggar District Credit Union. Bryce referred to the ongoing technology changes such as the new online banking platform as well as the new website. The new online banking platform will create many opportunities with advantages for future growth and better security. Bryce also updated us on the many community initiatives that have happened over the past year. There have been many staff changes because of retirements. Bryce thanked the members, board, and clients for their patience and cooperation during a year of many changes. Brian Heinrichs gave the audit report and stated that it was a clean audit and they received everything they asked for. He thanked the management for their cooperation and the members for the business opportunity. Bob Atkinson invited questions from the membership. Question from Joe Scott: why are Agri-Invest interest rates so low? Bryce responded, we have an HELCO committee that monitors rates offered by our competition. Our current rates on Agri-Invest accounts are in line with other institutions and competitors. Janice Christensen made a motion to adopt the report, seconded by Lori Angelopoulos, carried. Bernadette Garrett moved that Virtus Group be appointed as auditors for 2023, seconded by Becky Huber. Bryce Kramer presented long-term service awards for the following staff: 5 years, Marissa Sempron and Stephanie Nickel; 10 years, Janice Christensen; 15 years, Lindsay Poole; 25 years, Michelle Ray, Karen Silvernagel; 40 years, Bill Hamill; 45 years, Tim Goddard. Bob Atkinson asked if there were any new business. There was none. Bill Downton adjourned the meeting at 7:49. Now we will need a motion to adopt the meeting minutes, for 2022's meeting. Motions can be made by raising your hand in Teams, and then there will be a poll to follow. So we'll need a motion.
Pamela
Mover
Eaton.
Pamela Eaton moves.
Yeah. Sherry Lilly, second.
Sherry Lilly seconds. And please offer your consensus in the poll.
It has been carried.
That motion has been carried. Thank you. We have an affidavit of the completion of reports to the proof of notice that we're obligated to provide. We have a signed affidavit confirming that these statements were completed February 26, 2024, and the financial statements were available March 8th, which is at least 10 days prior to this annual meeting. We now have a recorded message from our president, Bob Atkinson, that I'd like to call on our IT team to present.
Another year has come and gone. 2023 made for an interesting year. In the wake of the pandemic, there's war, high interest rates, inflation, and locally a drought that just seems to drag on like a house guest that has overstayed their welcome. On the brighter side, the Biggar District Credit Union continues to grow and thrive. This year, as you have noticed, we are trying something new as far as the annual meeting goes. A noon-hour virtual meeting to give our members a look at how we did in 2023 and our plans for the future. This, we hope, will give busy people the opportunity to attend on their devices while enjoying their lunch. Those of you who missed the annual supper meetings, we'll be able to enjoy a gathering with the fellow members for a meal and some entertainment as we celebrate our 75th anniversary. The first on April the 6th in Purdue, and then on April the 13th in Landis, followed by one in Biggar in October. Yes, Biggar District Credit Union is 75 years old. Started back in 1949 by some forward-thinking, community-minded men and women that saw a better way for banking to be done. Through cooperation, neighbor helping neighbor with local control, we have come a long way, but have not lost the sight of what is important then as it is now. Strong, community-first financial institution that serves its members with the best products, people, and service that continue to innovate, improve, and grow, meeting the needs of our members. Now we serve 3 communities with a full range of financial services, from loans to investments and financial planning, with our subsidiaries, Biggar District Insurance and Biggar Accounting, all your insurance and accounting needs too. I am sure the founding members would be proud of the path and success the Biggar District Credit Union has taken. With the first year under their belt, our new executive team led by Bryce is in a strong position to continue to build our credit union's future success. The board of directors would like to thank them and all our staff for their hard work and dedication that made 2023 another successful year for our credit union. But without our members' support, none of this would be possible, so thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Bob. So now I'd like to introduce the board of directors that were involved with business of 2023. First off, on your screen, you have Bob Atkinson, who acted as president, myself, Jim Rickwood, first vice president, Matthew Craig, second vice president, Stacy Beadle, director, Susan Eklund, director, Bernadette Garrett, director, Becky Huber, director, Sheila Itterman, director, Suzanne Johnson, director, and Michelle Keith, director. I'd like to thank Bob and Stacy for their service as they end their second term. And for the 2024 board, we welcome back Suzanne Johnson, as well as the new directors, Darlene Wilson and Jeff Wheaton. Thank you so much for your interest. I'm going to call on Ian Hawkins to present the money aspect of today's meeting.
Thanks, Jim. Good afternoon. My name is Ian Hawkins. I'm the VP of Support Services here at the Biggar District Credit Union. I'd like to take a few minutes to summarize the money section from the annual report for 2023. It was once again a very good year financially for the Biggar District Credit Union. We had very strong asset growth in 2023, with assets increasing to $306 million, or 11.6% above the prior year. Our off-balance sheet investments also had significant growth of 29%, increasing from $70 million in 2022 to $90 million in 2023. At the end of 2023, the total assets managed by your credit union was $396 million. In 2023, we were also able to grow our loan portfolio by 3.43%, or $5.3 million. Your credit union was also able to maintain a very low level of delinquency, well below the provincial average. We appreciate the responsibility taken by our borrowing members to honor their loan repayment obligations. Another area which showed strong levels of growth was member deposits. In 2023, our member deposits grew from $242 million to $270 million. This translates to 11.62% growth locally, where the provincial average was only 3.53%. We attribute a large amount of this deposit growth to the strong commodity prices in 2023. The Biggar District Credit Union continues to work hard to manage its capital strength. Having a strong equity position allows us a cushion which can be used to develop new product lines or services in the future. The Credit Union Deposit Guarantee Corp, or CUDG, who is our regulator, monitors key ratios to ensure we operate within their guidelines. In 2023, our eligible capital to risk-weighted assets ratio was 18.93%, as compared to the regulatory minimum of 10.5. Our leverage ratio also exceeded the minimum requirement, being 10.22%, where the minimum required is greater than 5. On the revenue side, our insurance agency had another strong year, as did the credit union. Non-interest revenue was slightly stronger than the previous year, and interest revenue remained steady due to the Bank of Canada increases. In 2023, the net income for the organization was $2.86 million. The credit union remains committed to our communities and our members. In 2023, we invested approximately $152,000 back into our communities through monetary donations, sponsorships, promotional items, and advertising. We also continue to provide free financial services to community organizations. I'm very pleased to announce that your board of directors has approved a 5% dividend back to the membership on interest paid or earned in 2023. This totals $506,320, going back into the hands of our members. This concludes the money section for 2023. We're hopeful that 2024 brings us continued success. Thanks for your time. I'll now call on Bryce and his message.
Thank you, Ian. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bryce Kramer, the CEO here at Biggar District Credit Union. 2023 was a transition year for us. With many long-time employees retiring at the end of 2023, we've seen a lot of faces in new roles in the past year. 67% of our management team was new to their role this past year. Not only were they faced with the opportunity of learning new roles themselves, they also had the responsibility of training their replacements on their team. We had an amazing opportunity to move many of our great staff to new roles. These promotions led to lots of training and new faces within many of the departments. With many of our staff in a learning role, a lot of resilience and dedication was seen, and it paid off, as Ian said, with another successful year in 2023. In a few minutes, I will get the great opportunity to introduce our amazing staff that work daily to add value and make your member experience a great one. Before I do that, a few highlights from 2023. In 2023, we made sure there were sufficient resources that went into financial literacy and fraud awareness. Through multiple avenues, including the schools, webinars, and in-person sessions, member education remains a key priority for the Biggar District Credit Union. In our efforts to remain relevant with our products and services, we've seen several products added in 2023. A couple of these additions included the launch of the first home savings account and CardWise, a new app for the Collaborative credit card. Community support continued in 2023 with many donations to groups within our communities, as Ian mentioned. Decisions made by the board and management continue to be made with an effort to make sure communities remaining prosperous. Not only did the organization continue with supporting our communities, but the staff did as well, donating just under $6,000 from their casual for cause and countless hours of volunteering. With members and community being top priority, that did not take away from our regulatory requirements. When we look at the annual report book, the board and management have taken all the steps required to make sure your credit union is remaining strong. Now on to my favorite part. I would like to introduce you to our wonderful staff that make our organization what it is. Our executive team, myself, Bryce Kramer, Pamela Eaton, Ian Hawkins, who I'd also like to congratulate on 15 years of service in the credit union system, and Jocelyn Pletz. Moving on to our member service team, we have Caitlin Baroni, Aaron Bouvert, Sherry Dallasay, Kathy Ferguson, Tracy Goring, Ashton LaRochelle, Katerina Konechevitz, sorry, Katerina, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that, Deb Penley, Fabiola Neufeld, Lorraine Metz, and Becky Ramsey. I'd also like to acknowledge Sherry Dallasay is celebrating her 10 years service award. Moving on to our wealth team, we have Ashley Booker, Lindsay Poole, Jennifer Casey, and Alyssa Williams. Congratulations to Alyssa Williams on her 5-year service award. Moving on to our lending team. We have Lori Angelopoulos, Carla Jenis, Sandy Gray, Josie Ireland, Jade Kushner, Peggy Lake, Shayla McPhee, Haley Metz, Jenna Scott, and Sarah Thompson. I'd like to congratulate Peggy Lake and Jenna Scott both on their 5-year service award. Congratulations. Our support team. We have Destiny Baroni, Marissa Kemvron, Chantel Downton, Sherry Lilly, Carlene Jenis, and Brock Silvernagel. I'd like to acknowledge Carlene Jenis's 5-year service award. Congratulations. Moving on to our subsidiaries. We'll start with our insurance agency. We have Shadi Achkar, Janice Christensen, Alicia DeRoger, April Garrett, Brianne Herbeck, Lisa Haynes, Tanya Hebert, Raylyn Hooper, Emmett Keith, Casey Langton, Brittany McAvoy, Stephanie Nickel, and Leah Woitko. On to our accounting firm. We have Nina Carruthers, Susan Harris, Amy Haynes, Dylan Haynes, Shelby Newton, and Donna Roblart. Thank you again to all the staff for all the work they've done this past year and making it another successful year. I'll now call on Brian Hendricks from Vertus Group to do the auditor's report.
Thank you very much. So it's my pleasure to deliver on the auditor's report. We did complete our audit, and there's a set of summary statements that are available as part of your package. There's a page where management takes responsibility for the financial statements and the numbers therein. And then our auditor's report follows. It's a one-page auditor's report. It's a clean audit opinion, and it's dated February 28th, which is the date that the board approved these financial statements. Now, the numbers have been talked about in detail, so I'll just go over them at a very high level. Total assets were up from 274 million to 306, and cash and investments were both up significantly. Loans receivable were up 5.3 million. Other assets were down a little bit, and property and equipment was up down from 3.3 to 3 million. There were 177,000 of additions, but they were offset by depreciation. Deposits were up significantly by 28 million, and other
Brian,
liabilities.
we lost you on sound.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
No.
Sound is good.
You can hear me?
Sounds
Yes.
good.
Okay, perfect. So I mentioned that deposits were up significantly by 28 million. Then on the income statement, interest revenue was up from 11.8 to 13.3 million. Loan interest was up a fair bit from 6.6 to 8 million. Both loans and the rates related to them were up. And then on the interest expense side, with deposits up and the rates up, that was up significantly as well. The expenses were pretty consistent with last year, 7.1 last year to 7.2 this year. And so after all of that, income before taxes was 3.8 million compared to 5.8 last year. And after taxes, $2.85 million. So a very healthy bottom line. Consistent with last year, we got full cooperation during the audit. We got access to everything we needed, and I want to express my appreciation to management for that. It makes the audit go much more smoothly. And I also want to congratulate the team on having another successful year, and we appreciate the opportunity to work with you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian. We'll now open the floor for any questions for Vertus Group and Brian. You can either do that by putting your questions in the chat or raising your hand, and we will unmute you to ask it. Let's give a few minutes here. Okay, seeing none, thank you again, Brian, for all your help this past year. I'll now call back on Jim.
Thank you, Bryce. Incidentally, we as a board and we as an organization, we congratulate Bryce on his 20 years of service to the credit union movement. We really thank you for your participation and your dedication to the organization, as we do to all our staff. Thank you so much. So moving on, we will need to have a motion to adopt the reports that have been presented in today's meeting. Of course, motions can be made by raising your hand in Teams. So we'll need a mover and a seconder.
Bernadette Garrett has made a motion.
Bernadette makes the motion. Seconder.
And Pamela Eaton has made the second.
Pamela Eaton has seconded.
Yeah.
And we will need a consensus from everybody. The poll.
Motion has been carried.
Motion has been carried. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on, we will be looking for appointment of the auditors for 2024, and we have a motion on the floor from our audit committee chair, Michelle Keith, to appoint Virtus Group as our auditors for 2024. We will need a seconder for that. To second this, of course, raise your hand in Teams.
Susan Echlin seconds.
Okay, Susan Eklund seconds, and please indicate your consensus in the poll.
Motion has been carried.
Motion is carried. Thank you so much. New business. It's Biggar District Credit Union's 75th anniversary, and we want to remind everyone of the upcoming celebrations. We will be hosting an event in Purdue on April 6th. There will also be an event held in Landis on the 13th of April. We will also be hosting an event in Biggar, but that will not be until October. So we'll keep you posted on that. Tickets are available at our branches, and we welcome everybody to come out. It's going to be evenings of fun and fellowship, so please get out. That's what the credit union movement is all about, and look forward to seeing you. So having said that, that concludes our annual meeting for this year, and we look forward to a successful year again, and we thank everybody for their participation and their membership and for tuning in today. So we will need a motion to adjourn.
Sandy Gray has made a motion.
Andy has moved adjournment, and I thank everybody. Have a great day.